Hi, and welcome to my high return real estate masterclass. This is Peter's son, and I want to show you some real case studies of real life success stories of high return rooming and co-living investments. Because the question I often get is, how much capital gain can you get from a rooming house with those 8 to 11% yields that we have been showing you in some of our other videos? So I want to show you some examples of sale values immediately after building was done and they were fully tenanted. And look, most of these properties that I'm going to show you have shown an increase between 16 to 27% and more in value once they're built and tenanted, such as the one there on the right. So you've heard the saying, cash flow is what? Come on, say it with me. That's right, it's king. Right, so let's have a look at the rental returns on a house and land versus a co-living or a rooming house property in Brisbane in a suburb called Birkdale. So that particular property you can see there is $1,201,000. It's for sale and it'll get you a 3.6 return with an $850 a week rent. It's just gone on the market. Now there's another property that's for sale in Brisbane right now, and this one is $1,366,000. Right? And that one is going to get you 8.8% in return and $2,165 per week. That's almost 3 times the rental of the other property, and it's more than double the rental return. So once again, that's your comparison between properties in Brisbane. Now here I've got another comparison in Ballarat in Winter Valley, where we've got a property right now. Now, this one is a property for sale, $790,000. It's a normal house in the same suburb, 3.6% return on a $550 per week rent for an investment of around $790,000. Now, we've got a co-living and rooming house package in the same suburb, which is $870,000, 10.46% return, and $1,750 per week rent, and it's guaranteed for 5 years, this particular property as well. So that's your comparison between a normal house and a rooming or a co-living. Now let's have a look at actual completed rooming house sales. Now these ones are in Brisbane, and these are recently completed rooming houses. They all made a great capital gain for the investors in less than 12 months. So they were resold immediately after they were finished, and here's one of them. Rooming house making $245,000 profit in less than 1 year, plus it was sold with a 9.75% yield. So there you can see the off the plan sale in 2023. It sold for $1,040,000. Now that was for a property on one of those 2 blocks there, and the projected rent at that time was $101,386 for a 9.74% gross yield. Now less than 12 months later, that property was resold, right, fully tenanted, fully completed for $1,285,000, which was a $245,000 profit, and the investor who bought it with a 7.88% gross yield. So as you can see, if you're buying a completed property, you're paying a lot more for it and you're getting a lot less return. Now here's the second one. Now this one was again $270,000 profit in 11 months. Plus, it was originally sold with a 9.88% yield. That's how it was sold there off the plan. It looked like that photo. It was sold in 23 for $1,080,000. Now, the projected rent was $106,650 per annum with a 9.88% yield. And this is what happened as soon as it was completed. It was sold, 25% increase. It was sold in 2024 for $1,350,000 and $270,000 profit, and again 7.9% gross yield. Can you see that there's a pattern there in these resales, right? The price jumps up, the returns drop. That is the price you pay when you're buying a completed property as compared to an off-the-plan investment. Now this one is $330,000 profit in 12 months, and again, this was what the profit looked like. It sold for $975,000. It was actually split into 2, that block of land, right? And there was going to be 2 houses built on that, and they resold for $1,100,000 each off the plan. Now, less than 12 months later, once again, that's what the property looks like now, and each completed rooming house resold for $1,430,000 and $114,400 per annum income, which is $2,200 per week. That's almost a 30% increase in less than 12 months on that particular investment. Now, wouldn't you like to be getting a share of that capital growth? I know I certainly would be. And look, here's where you can actually do that with a property that's available right now. This one is in Ballarat. It's $870,000. It's going to be sold in 2025. It's got 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 5 lounges, 6 kitchenettes. The off-the-plan sale is $870,000. The projected rent is $91,000 with a 10.4% yield. And here's what the potential property value could be upon completion based on the numbers I've just showed you, what happened with those other resales. So based on past resales, if you get a 15% increase, that $870,000 will be $1 million. If you get a 20% increase, it'll be $1,044,000. If you get a 25% increase, it'll be $1,087,000, which is $300,000 more than pretty much what you've paid for it, right? So that's a fantastic capital growth. You know, if obviously we're assuming that the prices are going to follow the resales of the other ones, but we can only go by what's happened in the past, so we can't obviously predict what's happening in the future. But here's an example of a finished product versus off the plan. So if you want to buy a finished product, this one, $1,350,000, right? 7.9% return, that's what you're going to be looking at. Or you can buy Ballarat, 10.77%, $854,000. This one's already been sold off the plan with a 10.77% return, and it's on $854,000. So that is the difference between buying a finished product versus off the plan. So if you're thinking, oh, but you know, will the property prices keep going up? Well, let's have a look at the last 30 years property value graph. Look, Australian properties are going up, up, and up. There is still more houses needed because the population keeps growing. We're expecting another interest rate drop coming as well. So there's going to be some real opportunities. The market is about to go up again, and the rent demand is off the roof. There is not enough properties, and that's why these rooming houses make such a good investment. If you want to look at 140 years price growth in Australia, again, look, since the Korean War, you know, before the Korean War, it's just been going up, up, and up. Since the World War II, really, right, there's been a steady growth in property prices, so I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. Don't be the person that looks like a skeleton waiting for the prices to drop. Look, book a free session with me. If you like what you've seen, let me show you exactly what types of properties we have available right now. I can send you a full information package with a full masterclass video on how these rooming properties work, you know, the cost, the returns, all the breakdowns, the details, right? I can send it to you on email, and have a chat with me. You know, it's not going to cost you anything. Just pick up that phone and let's have a quick chat, because this is going to be the best investment for 25, 26 that I have seen. And some of these properties come with a 5-year rental guarantee, right? Which is pretty much unheard of in this type of space. But that's because the developers know that they can rent these properties out because there's such a demand for them. Look, there's 3 ways you can invest in these types of properties. You can do an equity release from your property. You can do a self-managed super fund. If you don't have one set up, we can help you set one up. Or if you've got cash, even better, right? But whatever you do, don't hesitate, right? Call us and call me and book that, you know, whatever you do, don't hesitate. Call me, book that free session with me. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. I hope this has been useful, and keep a lookout for another session of my property masterclasses on the real estate investments that I put out.
Hi, my name's Steve Pollard. I live on Miami on the Gold Coast. I met Peter at the Oracle building in Broadbeach approximately 4 years ago, where I had an investment property, and Peter had investments in the building himself, and I found Peter to give me some very solid advice. Further on, 2 years later, he actually sold an apartment to my daughter, and the investment property that he had put us onto has proven to be quite a substantial win for her, and we're very happy with the service. I think Peter is a very honest person. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he has guided me very well towards other investments and investment ideas. I hope this is of assistance to you, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.